Hello, good afternoon. This is David Soto talking to you, and today is my weekly trade predictions video for the upcoming trading week of July 19th through July 23rd, 2021. Okay, and what I'll do here, like always, I will show you all the major Forex currency pairs on a 30-minute time frame. Okay, and then I will compare that to higher time frames, such as the 4-hour daily and weekly charts. Okay, and then I will try to give you my analysis based on my experience, what I think is going to happen this coming week. Okay, so to begin with, everything was more or less in a flat range market with slight trends developing, like I stated in my previous video. Okay, and we are beginning to see the US dollar go back up. Okay, we had a slight pullback the last couple weeks, and the US dollar retracted, but now it's starting to go back up again. Okay, and we had a slightly good jobs report this Thursday for the U.S. unemployment figures, so that was a good news for the U.S. dollar, and as a result, we're beginning to see the U.S. dollar go back up, which we need. Okay, that's what we want to happen. Okay, and conversely, on the opposite, we're seeing the euro, the Great British pound, the Australian dollar, all the other major pairs start to retract and come back down as well. So everything is falling in line with the cycle, the trends that we want to see develop. Okay, so to start with, right here I got Euro USD. Okay, euro versus the US dollar pulled up, and as you can see right here, the price ended lower than where it began. So that's a good sign that this Euro USD is starting to go into a downtrend. You look right here, we have a red arrow followed by a lower red arrow. Okay, but we have a blue arrow followed by a slightly higher blue arrow. So right now everything's in a tight range of market, as you can see right here. So the question is it going to go up or is it going to go down? Well, I feel strongly that it's going to be going down. Okay, and the reason being, you know, it's more or less my gut instinct. But if we look here in the 4-hour chart, we have an up arrow, right, but no red arrow, and I don't know. It's very possible that we could have another blue arrow even lower. Okay, and as we see here, it's not really going up, is it? So I don't know. Right now it is very weak, very bearish, meaning it's going to be going down. Okay, and if we look at the daily chart, we definitely see it going into a downtrend. Now we have here a strong support level, okay, on this blue arrow, and that would be the potential place where this would drop to. Okay, and that's probably going to happen here in the next couple of weeks. Okay, now is the middle of July. So I'm predicting by the end of July we should see that hit the bottom. Now we'll probably see the price come back up some and then go back down again. That's just how Forex works. But overall, in the long term, it should be dropping. Okay, at least in the next couple of weeks. If we look at the weekly chart, again, we see a red arrow. So we know long term it's going to be dropping. Okay, over the next few months. If it hits this green line, goes back up a ways, it probably will. And like I said, it might take 6 months to a year before we see the price come down in this area. Okay, definitely going to take some time. It's all dependent upon the US dollar, what happens with the US dollar, of course, but we don't know. You know, US government right now, the Congress is working on passing a fourth stimulus package. They have an infrastructure bill, they have a bipartisan bill, they have different bills floating around right now, and I'm not here to discuss that so much, but once the U.S. government and the Congress gets their act together and they push forth this new stimulus package, okay, that's going to put a lot of money back into the U.S. economy, and we're going to see a big surge in the U.S. dollar. When that happens, you're going to see this euro drop. Okay, so there's supposed to be a vote sometime this month for this next fourth stimulus package. We will see. It could happen next month, August or September. I don't know. Okay, everything's up in the air right now. Hopefully, they're going to pass this fourth stimulus package here in July. Okay, that would really help a lot of Americans, and at the same time, it would help the U.S. economy overall. So that is what we're waiting on. So probably in the next few weeks, we'll probably see this Euro USD rebound and come back up, but I don't know. Okay, I don't want to speculate so much on that. But if it hits this and breaks, it's going to keep dropping. Okay, and that's what I feel very strongly about. We've seen the past, it already broke before slightly, so it'll probably do it again. So anyhow, I would definitely, at least this week and next week, I'll be watching for this EURUSD to be dropping. So what should we do this week? Well, if we, like I said, we look in the past, we see everything was kind of in a flat range market. You had opportunities to both buy and sell. Right now, it looks like a time to buy. Okay, and I expect it to go back up a ways and then form a red arrow somewhere in here. I don't know exactly where, but it will definitely form a red arrow and then drop some more. Okay, that is what we can expect. Now, if you look here on the 1 hour chart, it's still showing to go up. All right, we don't know for sure if it will, but that is a strong resistance right here, and that would be the likely spot for this to go back up to. So what I think is going to happen, okay, this is just what my gut feelings and my experience tells me is going to happen, is that the first half of the week we'll see the price go up, and then by the second half of the week, Wednesday going to Thursday, we're going to see that price drop back down. Okay, I just got this funny feeling. Okay, and that's okay, right? So like I said, watch for this to go up. I would definitely wait until at least the London session on Monday before placing any trades, because the market is very sluggish and very slow coming out of its hibernation over the weekend. So wait till you get some activity in the charts and you can see what's going on. Also, a tip I like to do, you turn your volumes indicator on, right? 30-minute or even 1 hour chart, doesn't matter so much, but you can see periods where the volume is high, meaning there's a lot of activity in the market, a lot of trading going on. When the volume indicator is low, there's very little trading. So we want to kind of time it when we have a high volume of trades. That's when you can make the maximum amount of profit. Okay, so right now we see it low, so this is hour chart, so give it 5 or 6 hours before we see another big increase in the market come Monday. So anyhow, that's just a little pointer I want to point out. So yes, you should be safe to both buy and sell using a 30-minute time frame. Okay, get that out of the way. Moving on to GBP USD. Okay, Great British Pound versus the US dollar. Okay, we do see the price ended lower than where it began, but overall it was kind of in a flat range of market, right? Now the fact that the price dropped right at the end of the week, that's a good sign that this Great British Pound is getting ready to drop more. Okay, now if we look at the 4 hour chart, we have two signals to buy, which we've had for a while now, and it's not really going up, it's just kind of riding sideways. I think it's going to go back up some more this week. That's pretty much a guarantee. And if we look at the daily chart, of course it shows to drop along with the weekly chart, so we know long term it wants to be wants to go down, right? And overall, based on the bigger trends, okay, based on the bigger time frames, we know that the trend is bearish, that it will be dropping. So essentially we don't want to sell. Now, yes, you can both buy and sell. If you look in the past here, we had some good opportunities to buy and sell using a 30-minute time frame. Okay, better opportunities with the sell side because we're in a downtrend, going into a downtrend, right? So if you want to be 100% safe, you could sell only. But look at this right here. You had a big spike up. We had a nice spike up here. We had a big spike up here. So we might have probably gonna have another spike up. So for me personally, I don't see any reason why you cannot buy and sell. But if you want to be ultimately safe, sell only, because the bigger trend is showing to sell, right? But regardless, at least wait until the London session on Monday before placing any trades, because this will probably drop some more and then go back up. Okay, and you can actually draw a trend line. Look at this. If you draw a trend line like this coming down, that marks your resistance. Okay, you have like basically 1-2 points touching here. We're looking for this to touch and break, and that'll be the time to buy. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So yes, you can both buy and sell this week using a 30-minute time frame. Should be perfectly fine. Okay, moving on to Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Pretty much see the same effect, right? The price ended lower than where it began, so that means we had a nice steady downtrend. Okay, we still had good opportunities to both buy and sell using the 30-minute time frame, as you can see. And we could probably expect the same thing again to happen this week. Okay, if we look at the 4-hour chart, look at that. We get a fresh signal to buy. Okay, I believe this repainted, but that's okay. This is still a very fresh signal. Okay, it repainted, I believe it was here, and it repainted it here because the price dropped even lower. Okay, this is definitely not in an uptrend, and long term you do not want to be buying. Okay, if you look at the daily chart, yes, it shows to buy, but it's still dropping. Okay, if you look at the weekly chart, it shows to sell. Okay, now the weekly chart is stronger than the daily chart. Okay, so we know the long-term trend is bearish. It will be dropping. Okay, so do not buy the Australian dollar, US dollar. Okay, I know in the past, I said that and it went up, but right now it is definitely dropping. Okay, but what we can do, if you look here on the 4-hour chart, even the 1-hour chart maybe, well, stick with the 4-hour chart. Actually, let me go to the 1 hour. Sorry. Okay, on the 1-hour chart, we have a red arrow here. That would be most likely the spot where the price is going to go up to. I don't know if it's going to go quite that high. I think we're going to see mostly range of markets this week, so we're going to have a lot of ups and downs. So it'd be safe to both buy and sell. But one strategy you can do is you could put a sell limit pin and order a little ways below this green line, okay, which would be around 0.74800. 0.74800 would be a likely spot where you want to put a sell limit pin and order. So that way when the price goes up, it activates a sell trade and then drops. Okay, that is better than a stop loss, and would really, you could cash in on that. Okay, and you could put that, you could buy and put a sell limit, and you would have, like, I don't know, kind of like double the profit, okay, if you will. All right, so but again, do not place any trades until at least the London session on Monday. Okay, that give it enough time for the market to wake up and come alive on Monday. All right, so right now, see on 30-minute chart, or it's a 1 hour, but even a 30-minute chart, we have a very, very fresh signal. So you want to wait a few hours regardless before you place a trade. Okay, anytime you get a fresh signal, wait a few hours just to make sure the indicator does not repaint, and then place your trade and close it on the next opposite color arrow. Okay, that's the best way to trade. Very, very simple strategy. Okay, not guaranteed profits, but that strategy works really good in a flat range of market, which we've been having here lately. So now we looked at the major, the 3 other major pairs besides the US dollar. Now let's dive into the US dollar, and we see the US dollar has been slightly going up. Okay, like I said, the price ended higher than where it began. Okay, so that means yes, it's in an uptrend, but we have a nice dip down here in the middle of the week. Okay, and then spike back up. When we had on Thursday, we had the job report, like I said, and the US dollar gained more momentum. Okay, so that really helped revive. But now the price is sitting at this hard resistance right now, and it can't break. Eventually it will. Okay, I guarantee you that. But right now we're just kind of stuck, and it's probably going to drop back down a ways. I just know how the market works. But if we look at the 4-hour chart, we have a strong signal to buy. Okay, and that's what we were kind of waiting for last week. So we finally got that signal to buy. That's good news, right? Now if we look at the daily chart, again it shows to buy, and the weekly chart as well. So yes, all indicators right now are pretty much showing to buy. So I would focus on buying, not selling. And the fact that we're at a semi-strong, soft, strong, whatever level of resistance right now, the price is probably going to drop back down. But eventually this week, I guarantee it's going to break. Okay. Now if we go back to the 30-minute time frame, like I said, right now it shows to sell. It hit this point before, hit that point again, no red arrow, but it hit that point, and hit that point several times. Okay, so it is definitely wanting to break. So what you can do, okay, you could put a buy limit pin and order a little ways below, probably around 0.91600. Okay, 0.91600 would be a ideal place to place a buy limit pin order, which would be like right around here, and hopefully the price will drop back down, activate a buy trade, and go back up. Okay, now yes, you could sell right now, but I would, this being the US dollar, I would wait until the New York session on Monday, okay, to see what happens with the US dollar. All right, and we don't know, at least the London session, but definitely wait till the US New York session opens and the US markets open before placing a sell trade. Okay, yes, I do think it's going to drop in the beginning of the week, but by Wednesday we're going to see it rebound and come back up. We've already seen that. We already witnessed that here. You know, the price went up and back down again, and then back up, back down, and up. But it's not going to drop all the way down to this level. It's probably going to drop down around here, and then go back up again. Okay, because it's going to work itself into an uptrend. Okay, it's going to break this resistance and go even higher. Okay, the next red arrow should be a higher red arrow, and then a higher red arrow, etc. Okay, that's what we are hoping for. That's what we are projecting long term. So next couple weeks we should be on a slow and steady uptrend. Okay, so like I said, all the time frames are showing to buy, so that's a good thing. So yes, this week it should be safe to both buy and sell the US dollar, Swiss franc, but if you want to be 100% safe, buy only. Okay, this is my recommendation. Moving on to US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Okay, again, we see pretty much a flat range of market here. The price ended almost exactly where it began. So now the US dollar, Japanese yen, USDJPY has a slightly different behavior than the other USD pairs. And, you know, I've always said that, and it's very much true. But typically, if the US dollar is going up, this is going to go up as well. So right now, look at this. We have a red arrow followed by a lower red arrow. Okay, if we zoom out a little bit, here we got a blue arrow followed by a higher blue arrow. So we're really squeezing in right now on that US dollar. So it's coming to a real tight formation. Eventually it's going to break out. Okay, now which way is it going to break out? Is it going to keep going up, or is it going to keep going down? Well, look here on the 4-hour chart. Let me zoom in slightly. The 4-hour chart shows to buy. Okay, but I have a feeling it's not going to go up that much. Okay, the daily chart shows to sell. Okay, and we had 2 red arrows in a row, so the third one should be a blue arrow. Okay, now the weekly chart shows to buy, and it's been showing that for a long time. But the daily chart showing to sell right now. We're looking for a blue arrow to form next. Okay, and I already showed you this before, and sorry about that. And let me turn off my Skype real quick. I didn't know that was on. Anyhow, we are going to see, we have a strong support level right here at this point. Okay, and we can pretty much expect the US dollar, Japanese yen to drop down to this point. Okay, that would be the very, very good ideal place for this to drop. Okay, and I don't know, is it going to happen? Not this week. Okay, probably in the next couple weeks, probably the next, at least the remainder of this month, going into the next month, we will see this drop down. Okay, it's going to be a very slow and gradual process. So with that said, you should be safe to both buy and sell this week. If you look at the 30-minute chart, it's already showing to sell. But again, wait until the New York session on Monday just to see what happens. Okay, and then place your trade. Okay, it might go up a little bit more and then come back down. I don't know. Okay, we just don't know. But right now it's showing to sell, and more or less we're probably going to see a flat range of market anyhow. This past week we saw almost a perfect range of market with good buy and sell opportunities, and I feel very strongly that we're going to see a continuation of that. Probably the price will end lower than where it began, and I do right now it's kind of at a high point anyhow, so I feel like the price is going to definitely be dropping this week. But overall, you should be safe both buying and selling this week using a 30-minute time frame. Okay. Now, finally, let's move on to US dollar versus the Canadian dollar USD Cad. Here we see the price going up. Okay, plain and simple. Okay, very nice, steady uptrend, but we see two red arrows in a row here, marking a very strong resistance. Okay, now what does that mean? Is it going to be dropping? Well, I think it's going to break that resistance this week. I don't know. I just have a funny feeling. Okay, if we shift the chart, but I'm going to look at the 4 hour real quick. Okay, now the 4 hour shows to sell, and we have a red arrow followed by another red arrow, which means we're definitely in an uptrend. Okay, now typically when you get two arrows of any color in a row, the third one should be the opposite color. No guarantee, but typically that's what's going to happen. Okay, so we're looking for another blue arrow to form. If we zoom out, look at this. We haven't had a blue arrow in a while. So with this going into an uptrend, you can see the momentum going up, right? So I do feel like it's going to drop, but it's not going to be a huge drop. Okay. How far? I don't know. We have a support right here. That would be a likely spot, although it may not drop that far. That's quite a big drop. And we also have a support here. Okay, on this candle, and that, to me, that would be more likely the spot to play, for that blue arrow to form. Okay, for this to drop. Now what you can do is you could put a buy limit pin in order just slightly above this green line here, okay, which will be right around, let me see, about 1.24500, okay, or even 1.24400. Okay, 1.24500 should be okay. And let me drag this up a little bit. That would put it right about there. Okay, so just to put things into perspective. Okay, if you put a buy limit pin order right there, that would catch the price when it dropped. Okay, and it would activate a buy trade and then come back up for the kill. All right. And obviously you could put like a 300 or 400, even 500 point take profit, and you should be perfectly fine. Okay. Now, yes, this right here, if you put a buy limit here, that would act like kind of like a stop loss. So if you were to buy, yeah, it would be a stop loss. But you could sell right now, okay, and then get some pips on the way down, and then get more pips on the way back up. Okay, it's just an extra strategy. Okay, you don't have to use the buy limit pin in order, but at least this way you set the pin in order. It's kind of like set and forget, basically. Okay, and with the bigger trends showing bullish that it's going up, you do not want to sell. Okay, yes, you can sell. Okay, no problem, but to be ultimately safe, I would probably buy only. Okay, that's just my recommendation based on my experience. But yeah, right now we've been seeing everything kind of in a range of market with a slight uptrend, and we do have good buy and sell opportunities if you look in the past. Yeah, I mean, you can sell here. Look at that. You had a pretty good, nice drop here. You had a pretty nice drop here. You had a pretty nice drop here. But overall, it was going up. So you had more pips, more points to gain going up. Okay, because you're in an uptrend, obviously, right? So yeah, right now the price I feel will be dropping. But again, I'll wait until at least the New York session on Monday before placing any sell trade. Okay, that way you can see what the market is doing. By that time, we should have enough data, and we should be able to get a full decision of what we do. Okay, now if you have any questions at all about these predictions or when to place a trade or etc., please feel free to hit me up on Facebook. I'll put a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. Okay, also I'll put a link for my private Facebook group, and then you can request to join my Facebook group and post any questions or comments in my Facebook group. Okay, so with that said, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and let me be a part of that. Okay, thank you so much.